have been severely depressed as of recently.
What are you thinking of? Tell me about yourself. If you believe in love, I want nothing else. What are you thinking of?
If you're new here, hey, welcome. My name's Zen and prepare to be indoctrinated. For today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to transform yourself from a 46-year-old man to this. Will this potentially cure your depression? I don't know. But guess what? At least we're spiraling looking good. Anywho, for today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how I do my gel X nails, how I wax my brows and my girlies, how I oil this luscious hair, and how I beat my face. And trust me when I tell you, I'm not the type to be like, oh, I'm clean girl aesthetic, Hailey Bieber, 2 dots of concealer. Be for real. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to beat your face to the gods that would last 3 days. By the way, I'm not trying to fool y'all because if you see what I look like before this transformation, the earth being flat is not too far-fetched as it sounds. Anywho, if you guys want more content like this, like and subscribe and comment down below. Okay, so the first step in our glow up routine is gonna be our nails. I'm also gonna be doing my toes, but I don't know if I'm gonna show it to you guys yet. I'm scared. But yeah, I have not had nails for like weeks now, and it's been fun, you know? It's been fun. But yeah, for my nails, I'm just planning to do like a cute little glazed donut look, you know? And I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. I'm not naked, by the way. I have like a tube top. It just looks like I'm naked because it's like, hi, sweet angel. So to start off doing our nails, we're just gonna be doing prep. I'm gonna be using this Sally Hansen cuticle remover, and I'm just gonna be putting it all over my cuticles and let it sit there for like 15 seconds. And then we're gonna push up those icky little cuticles, baby girl. Oh, and just a friendly reminder, you don't have to put too much pressure when you push it in, like how you push that push-up bra that you haven't washed since you bought it. Okay, so for this next step, I will not be held accountable if you cut yourself because this is truly not a needed step. I just like the aesthetic of it. But truly though, you can totally skip this step, but if you do it, please be careful and cut slowly. This footage has been fast forward, but I don't cut my cuticles this fast. I cut it slowly just so I can feel if it hurts, and if it hurts, I won't go through. And for those of you who are asking where I bought these cuticle nippers, I will be linking them down below. They are affiliate links, by the way, but you're essentially feeding a baddie, which is me. So that's good charity work. So to prep the surface of our nails, I'm going to be using a mandrel bit with a 240 grit sanding band, and with very light pressure, girly pop, very light pressure, we are going to be grazing over our whole nail just to give them texture so that the gel would adhere better. My e-file is set to 2 RPMs for this one specifically. Okay, so after doing our prep, I'm just going to be grabbing these Prey tips. These are the natural round medium, and I'm just going to be sizing through my nails. And when I do size my nails, I do like to make sure that it fits sidewall to sidewall, not necessarily it to fit the cuticle area. The next step that you're seeing me do right here is I'm applying texture to the bottom of the tips just so it adheres better. Moving forward, I'm going to be using these Morovan Nail Prep Dehydrator and Primer on my nails. Just a tip, because we all know you love that tip, honey. You can be messy when you use the dehydrator, but when you use the primer, make sure that you apply just enough, not too much, but not too little, just to make sure that it covers the nail. Because if you apply too much, I noticed that it kind of lifts faster. Okay, so this is my gatekeep secret. My secret sauce. My Adam to my Eve. This is the Gelish Foundation Flex, and I swear to God, that this has changed my life. Putting this on as a base ensures that your base is flexible enough to where when you stub your nails, it would just bend instead of breaking. You can use other rubber-based gels, but I just prefer this one because that's what I've been used to. And then we're just gonna cure everything for 60 seconds. After applying the base, we're just going to be adding Extend Gel all over the nails. And I know this feels like a lot of steps, but doing it this way really ensures that your nails would last for 4 weeks. Trust me, I have the greatest retention, baby girl. So when applying the Gel X tips, I like to make sure that I apply a thin strip of glue and then a big blob, and then I apply it just a little bit away from the cuticle, and then I cure it. After applying the tips, I'm just gonna be making sure that I apply a little bit more grit on the surface of the tips just to make sure that the gel after it would adhere better. I also kind of like to blend the cuticle area to the natural nail just so it appears like it's growing out of my actual nail beds. And I do like to shape them afterwards. I do like the shape of these tips already, but I just like to make them thinner, like Bella Hadid. Another tip that I picked up is applying acetone to the cuticle area, and this just makes the Gel X tip so natural looking that it looks like it's growing out of your hand. It's kind of scary, if you ask me. I do like to apply a thin layer of gel before I apply some polish. I'm using the Orly Gel Builder or Builder Gel. I do like that this gives extra strength to the tip, so that's why I like this even more. You can use glue or hard gel. It's really up to you. I have been super obsessed with this color lately. This is the Chon Legend Perfection Gel Polish. The only thing that I don't like too much about this is how sheer it is. I added 3 layers of this one just to make sure that I get the opacity that I like. Okay, so when applying pearls, it's important to apply a coat of non-stick top coat first. I'm using this one from Amuse. This is the strongest and shiniest top coat that I know of. For the actual pearl, I'm using this one from Clure. This is a local brand here in the Philippines, by the way. So if you want, I will be linking a pearl that you can use on Amazon as well. Because, you know, I got you, girl. I got you. Then we're just going to be applying a final coat of top coat. Make sure that you use this top coat, guys, for this one specifically and for all your designs because these top coats are the best. I'm not even exaggerating. Now we're just going to be applying some cuticle oil and some hand lotion and we're going to be done, girl. Okay, so I just finished doing my nails. How do we like it? But yeah, I'm filming on my phone because I could not be bothered to pull out my camera. And I'm coming at you guys with bare face. This is what I look like when I wake up. Please don't screenshot or I'll lose my mind. Okay, so next is I'm gonna be doing my toes. And I don't know if I'm like cool showing that to you guys because my toes kind of looks weird, you know? So I'm gonna be waxing my armpits, so thank me later. My pits have been going at it recently, to be quite honest. So it's gonna be something, you know? I'm just gonna be clipping my hair out just so I don't wax it along with my armpit hair because that's tragic. So I don't really have a powder to use to kind of use it for waxing hair, but I'm just gonna use this Huda Beauty because we love supporting Huda. You know, she's a great gal, and I hope I get to be in one of her brand trips one day because honestly, Huda, what are you doing? We're just gonna powder the heck out of our pits. For some weird reasons, this has more hair than this one. So I do have one of these, and I use this to wax literally everything. Put like one strip that's not too hot. That's good. I'm gonna be going up in this direction. Okay, we have our first strip, period, boots. Also, I hope I don't have a nip slip. Okay, so that should be ready. We're just gonna do this to the edge so we can grab onto something. And then we pull this. And this is like the exciting part of it all, you know? But we can do it. So obviously, we didn't pull it all the way through, but we're gonna do that now in 1, 2. So we have our first strip. I'm not gonna show you guys what it looks like because that's weird. Just gonna be putting another strip down. Then we're gonna start to remove it. Period. Guys, what do you call like getting waxed? Like a wax job? Like I feel like that's so schmexual, you know, if you say it that way. I feel like nose job is used a lot, but like wax job is like kind of intimate. Okay, I think that looks perfect. Period. I don't know what that is. What is that? That's not... by the way, I'm watching Call Her Daddy's podcast right now with Megan Fox, and how is it that she's still so gorgeous? Hello? Ow! Guys, do you think laser hair removal on the armpits is worth it? Like, I'm planning to get it because I'm sick of this, you know? So I'm trying to like know if it's worth it to get it lasered instead so that I don't have to do this whole mechanism again. Have you guys tried it? Okay, so I think we're done with the pits. Thank God. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing my brows, which might be a bad idea because I'm also drinking. Excuse my forehead gigantinism. It's something that I also don't like. We have to live through with it, unfortunately. So the first thing that I like to do really is I like to map out my brows. I'm actually going to be waxing my brows and shaping them. So I do like to take like a tiny brow pencil. This one's by Huda Beauty. And I like to follow Anastasia Beverly Hills technique for this one, you know? So I'm going to take it from here, like on my nostril. And then I'm going to take it to the middle of the nose, middle of the eye. And that's going to be where my arch is. And then edge to edge because we like to edge, you know? We love edging. And then we're just gonna map out where we want everything to lay. Ooh, and I'm also gonna be tinting my brows because why not? She's got away! Also, I don't like to overly like pluck my eyebrows, although I don't really pluck it, I just wax it. But I don't like overly remove hair because I've read somewhere that if you took hair in your 20s, it's not gonna return. I'm not about that life, you know? So this eyebrow is like purr. And we're gonna try and replicate that to the other eyebrow, which can be tough because they're usually not the same. As you guys have probably noticed, I've used a lot of Huda Beauty. Can we tag Huda Katan? Like honestly, I need to be on that PR list. Huda, please, I beg you. You're my role model. Okay, so I'm cool with that shape. I'm gonna start waxing, which is like the cool part because I'm a masochist and you know I like pain. Oh, and while you're doing this, make sure that you don't get your lashes because that's not gonna be a good view. So that brow already looks kind of sickening, so we're just gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna overpluck, as I mentioned. Okay, so we just finished the brows. I know it looks wonky, but we can save it with makeup, you know? It's fine. I'm cool with this. Now we're just gonna shave the rest of my face. Well, I'm not really shaving it. I'm waxing it. Because, girlies have like a little bit of mustache, you know? And it's unavoidable. But that doesn't mean that we don't have to remove it. Am I right? Am I right? And if I forgot to mention, I'm also like a 65-year-old man. So I grow a beard sometimes. I like to remove that as well. Okay, so now we're gonna be tinting our brows because I'm too lazy of doing them like every single day. We're not doing that. I'm not built to do my brows every single day. I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe. I know this is not eco-friendly, but I just have to do it. The other one looks questionable, but it is what it is, you know? So I'm gonna use this one to tint my brows. I haven't used this before, so I don't know if I'm like risking my life or something. I'm using the color black because, I want to be Megan Fox so bad. Guys, should I read instructions? Is that even a thing? There are literally no instructions, wow. Apply a thin layer of skin cream to protect your skin around the brows. Mix the coloring cream with the activating solution. Mixing is 1:1. Okay, so I guess for the skin cream part, I'm just gonna be using this CNP Laboratory. It's like a lip balm because I don't really have like Vaseline laying around. I'm gonna apply it on the outskirts of my brows. Okay, so I think we are protected. We are gonna be mixing our concoction boots. So it's like 1:1 ratio. Why wouldn't they just mix this together? Like, send it to me mixed. So these are the two that I have to mix together under this. I think that's 1:1. We're just gonna mix that. I don't really know how long I should leave it for. I don't really want it to like tint super dark. This is also the first time that I'm doing this. And I'm doing this on camera because, I'm quirky. Okay, so after applying everything, I just found out that you're supposed to do a skin patch test, which I definitely did not do, but wish me luck because I'm not gonna remove this. But yeah, I'll see you guys in 20-30 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna be oiling our hair. We're gonna be oiling our hair because we are on our healthy hair journey, period. So this is what my hair looks like at the moment. It's okay. It looks okay. It's thicker here at the top part, but it gets super thin right here. The very reason why my hair looks like this is because I was using gloss, and I'm not saying that you guys should stop using gloss. It was just I abused using gloss. I used the Kerastase Chroma Gloss and I abused it. I do not suggest doing that. No. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna massage my hair for about like, I don't know, 5 minutes. And I'm gonna be using this wooden comb right here. And what I'll do with this one is I'll just like run this through my whole entire head, keep the blood circulating, You can also do random shapes like circles. It's really up to you. I also kind of like to grind it sometimes, just like this. It feels good as well. If you guys can see, I have like so much breakage. Like, look at this. I get depressed seeing it, so I'm just gonna pretend that it's not there. Okay, so after massaging our whole entire head with this comb, I'm gonna start oiling my hair. I'm gonna use the Cliganic jojoba oil. I did mix in a few drops of rosemary oil because I've seen online that it helps with your hair growth, and I feel like it does because I am having like small sprouts of baby hair growing in. So yeah, I'm down for that. I use about like 2 droppers of this. You don't have to put like too much. And when I do oil my scalp, I don't like use a lot of oil. I just put enough because I feel like if I put more, it's harder to remove it and it's kind of clogging my scalp for whatever reasons. So we don't want that because I'm also very prone to dandruff. We're just gonna massage it using our fingers. You don't have to be super rough with this one as well. So for the rest of my hair, I'm gonna be using this N Honey number 3 extra deep moist hair oil. Who doesn't want extra deep moist, I'm just gonna be using like 2 drops of this. And I do make sure that I coat all of my mids and ends for this one, just to protect it while I shower. I also like to make sure that I get my bangs. Obviously, if I put my hair up, I look like an ancient egg, so we're not gonna do that. Not in public, at least. I'm just gonna let my hair sit like this for about like an hour, 30 minutes minimum, and I'm gonna be right back. See ya. Okay, so we're back, and I've actually done my hair already because, girl. But if you guys actually want a tutorial on how I do my hair, comment down below. I do have extensions in because, as you guys know, my hair is struggling at the moment. Yeah. Okay, oh my gosh, you guys, my biggest pet peeve on TikTok right now are these content creators that are like, get ready with me, and they clip their hair and it looks like that. Like, what the heck is that? But honestly though, when I pass through one of those videos, I report as abuse. Okay, so the vibe for today's makeup look is definitely full beat, full coverage, but make it look natural. You know, because we want it to last long, basically. Like, we don't want to walk around with like broken up foundation, you know? For a skin prep recently, I've only just been using Laneige. It's their cream skin toner. And I actually doubted before that it would actually work as a primer slash makeup prep, but it really does. For our base, I'm not going to be using any skin tints whatsoever because we want our base to last longer than your last situationship, basically. And I wanted to bring us back a bit, you know? So I'm going to be using Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. What I really like about this foundation is that it lasts, and I like to apply it using my fingers first. And I know I don't really have like big blemishes, thank God, but I like using full coverage foundation, specifically this one, only because of the fact that it wears great. I have not found a skin tint or like a light coverage foundation that lasts long and wears as good as this one. And I really wanted to start using brushes for foundation. I just don't really have like the brushes to do it just of yet. So if you guys have any recommendations on what brushes you want me to try out, please comment them down below. I just really hate how disposable sponges are. Like, it's a bit wasteful. Okay, period. Okay, Casper. You guys, I'm not even kidding. This concealer is like the best, and I've been obsessed with this. Very rarely do I stay using a product for more than a year, but this concealer from Hourglass literally covers your 2 hours of sleep. And I'm gonna blend it using the same sponge. Guys, literally, the only thing that I hate about filming makeup tutorials is that I can't listen to freaking music. Like, every time I get ready, I always have music blasting, and I'm kind of like also under the influence. So, this is new territory for me. Like, I'm getting anxious for whatever reason. So thank you. Okay, so for blush, I used to really love this before. This is by Mario, and I feel like I'm falling in love back with it again. I'm using the shade Sweet Pink, and I use it with a brush like this. And you guys, I go ham with the blush. Like, I don't even care. Like, if my blush doesn't look like someone punched me in the face, am I even wearing blush? Okay, so before we set everything, I'm just gonna cream contour really quickly. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury bronzing wand thingy that's like so messy to use, by the way. You guys, I'm begging you that if you travel with this, close this. Like, physically close it, because if you don't, it will literally like scatter everywhere. It would literally look like you have poop on your luggage. Like, I'm not even kidding. By the way, I'm using a different brush for this because, you know, I have morals. I don't use the same brush for blush and bronzer. But the thing is, this is not a rare beauty brush. I think I got this through Shein. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. Okay, so for our powder, I'm gonna be using the one and only Miss Huda Beauty. You guys, I'm literally not exaggerating. This powder has literally changed my life. I'm not even kidding. Like, Huda needs to start a new religion at this point with this powder. I like to use it with a puff like this, and I kinda semi-bake. I don't like fully bake. You guys, I really hate that we kind of moved away from like the 2016 makeup era. I genuinely think that I had the most fun during that time with makeup. I had the best time experimenting with looks and eyeshadows, and I barely even use eyeshadows nowadays. Anywho, I'm gonna stop complaining about it, and I'm gonna start doing my brows. So as of recently, I've been really loving these Anastasia brow powders. They look like these, and I do just kind of like fill in my brows and kind of like extend it where I want it to be like extended. Obviously, I do like to keep my brows relatively thin, but I just want them to be like longer. You know, like we want our brows to look like somber. You guys, I know I did tint my brows, but I'm literally not satisfied, so that's why I'm doing this. So after that, we kind of want to like laminate our brows, but like not fully laminate them, just put them into place. I have not found a better brow product than Get Ready With Me brow gel. Get Ready With Me, if you're listening to this, please send me 16 of these. I'm begging you. I'm almost out. But honestly, if you live in the Philippines, go get it. If you haven't tried it, what are you doing? Like, look at that. Hello? I do like to like kind of lay them down. Just like that. Sickening. Boots. Okay, so I know I look like I have smegma all over my eyebrows, but like let's let it chill. It's gonna go away. The white cast is gonna go away. We're gonna be perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna do some eyeshadow action. Now I don't really do a lot of eyeshadow anymore, you know, because like I want to be Hailey Bieber. I mean, clean girl. But honestly, I just use a bronzer and then I blend it all over my crease, and this is how I do it. And I use a brush that I own from like 2016. This is literally from the Anastasia palette, if you guys remember. I think it was from like the Modern Renaissance one. I'm pretty sure they still sell that palette. Okay, so now we have come to a very serious part of this makeup look, and this step could literally make or break it. And I'm very specific of how I apply my eyeliners for this one. So I do use this Makeup by Mario eyeliner, and this is broken, by the way. And I also like to grab a tiny itty bitty little brush like this, and I kind of just get the eyeliner, get the pigment on the brush, and then what I do is I kind of like wing it. And it's gonna be a lot of like baby steps, but it's more precise if you do it this way. And basically if you do it this way, there's very less room for error. And I only just put like the wing. I don't really like put the eyeliner all the way through. That's just not my style. Okay, I'm kind of satisfied with that. I'm cool with that, yeah. Now to kind of like deepen the outer corner a bit more and make it look more darker, I'm gonna be using this KVD eyeliner, and this is in the shade brown, Mad Max Brown to be exact. Max Brown to be exact. And I'm not gonna like fully outline the eyeliner. I'm just gonna like deepen like the inner part of it even more, as you guys can see. And then I'm just gonna drag it out, kind of like making it like an eyelash, you know? So now I'm just gonna be curling my lashes. Because I'm looking for a new eyelash curler. I've been using this Shoe Amora one for like such a long time now, and I need a new one. I'm using the Maybelline Sky High, by the way. This is the waterproof version. Best mascara I've ever tried for my Asian lashes, period. Okay, so I'm not gonna be applying lashes just of yet. I'm just gonna let the mascara dry for a bit, and I'm just gonna be applying some bronzer and even more blush because I'm insane like that. So for a little bit more blush, I'm gonna be using NARS Orgasm. And this is the old packaging, and I will forever cherish this. I'm gonna save some for my wedding one day. I'm not gonna use this all the way through. I don't know why companies like to reformulate. Literally, this is like an iconic product, and they're like, oh, everybody likes it, let's reformulate it. Love that. Like, I don't get it. No, I don't get it. I'm gonna be using the same bronzer that we used as eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna, you know, bronze up our pale little face. Okay, so I'm gonna be contouring my nose. I'm gonna be using this brush. There's Kat here. That's Penelope's hair. And I'm using the same bronzer. Just lining that nose really quickly. I want my nose to look really small to a point where it's only like nostrils. So for lashes, I just use like a random set. I don't know where I got them. I forgot. And what I do is I grab like one lash. Then I'm gonna be cutting it down the middle. I'm gonna use this duo glue that's like older than me, obviously. And we're just gonna slowly put that in. We just want to blend it in with our natural lashes. Don't worry about like the little white glue. It's gonna turn clear anyway, so yeah, chill. They look perfect, don't they? I'm just gonna be dusting out the excess powder that I have under my eyes from baking earlier. But now time for the lips. The lips, darling. Okay, so this is like my secret combo, and I have been gatekeeping this because this is so pretty. But basically, you start with the iconic nude lip liner, and you basically overline to filth because, you know, like, who would know? No one will. Nobody has to know, you know? Okay, so now that we have our lips lined, we're just gonna grab the Clinique Black Honey Lip Balm, and I'm just gonna put it all over. Only in the top, and then smack your lips together. The thing is, if you put too much of this, it's gonna start looking like a blood clot or something, and we don't want that. And to seal everything in, I'm gonna be using the Kiko 3D Hydra Lip Oil. Literal perfection. Who is that? Okay, so I'm gonna change, and I'm gonna be right back. So this is the finished look, guys. How do we think? I'm trying to aim for that Madison Beer x Megan Fox look. You know, I need a few more shots of Ozempic, unfortunately, but we will get there, you know? All kidding aside, this is actually the makeup look that I do a lot. Even on casual days when I'm like going to get coffee or like getting groceries, I'm honestly doing this beat. And honestly, guys, I am so sick of the clean girl makeup look. Like, I want 2016 back again. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and check out my other videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, gorgeous.